That I am sums up the whole truth. The method is summed up in the words, be still. What does stillness mean? It means destroy yourself, because any form or shape is the cause for trouble. Give up the notion that I am so and so. All that is required to realize the self is to be still. What can be easier than that? Friends, let us now try to be still for the next 40 minutes. We are going to do Anapanasati meditation. Now open your eyes. Thank you, friends. We're going to start off with a small story. Once there was a farmer, and every day at lunchtime, used to go back home and have lunch, have a short nap, and then in the afternoon he would go back to the farm and continue with his farming activities. One day, whilst he was going back home at lunchtime, he saw a sannyasi, a sadhu, sitting in the center of the village. So he thought, this is a very good opportunity for me to invite this sadhu to my home for lunch for the following day. So he walked up to the, he went to the sadhu and said, will you come to my house tomorrow to have lunch? And the sadhu replied, Ramji, Ramji. So the farmer, thought that, this is a yes. So he went home, he informed his wife and said, can you please cook a very special meal with some sweet items and savory items as we've invited this sadhu and he'll be coming tomorrow to have lunch. The following day, the wife got up early and started, making a lot of special dishes for the sadhu, thinking it's as good as Diwali. And the farmer went to the farm, and at lunchtime, when he came back, he went to the center of the village, and the sadhu was sitting there. And the farmer then went to the sadhu, prostrated in front of him, and then said, Sadhuji, come and sit in the bullock cart, and I will take you home. And the sadhu replied, Ramji, Ramji. So the farmer was very confused. He said, I'm asking this guy, this sadhu, to sit in the cart, but the only thing that this sadhu is saying is Ramji, Ramji. So the farmer then actually picked up the sadhu and set him in the bullock cart, took him home. When he reached home, the farmer said, Sadhuji, come and sit, come into the house. And the only thing the sadhu said was, Ramji, Ramji. The farmer was further confused. He picked up the sadhu and, took him inside the house and set him down. The farmer then brought some water and said, Sadhuji, please wash your hands and your feet, and then we can have lunch. And the sadhu replied, Ramji, Ramji. So the farmer was further confused. He actually then washed his, the sadhu's hands and feet, and then brought the full dish of for lunch, so many varieties, and then put it in front of the sadhu and said, Sadhuji, please eat. And then the sadhu still said, Ramji, Ramji. The farmer was very confused, and he actually took some food and put it into the sadhu's mouth. And the farmer then said, please eat the food. And the sadhu still said, Ramji, Ramji. At that time, the farmer really lost it and said, is your father going to come and chew the food? Similarly, on the spiritual path, the guru can do only so much. We have to walk on the path. The guru cannot walk on behalf of us. So who can be a guru? The guru need not always be an individual or a few sages or saints. If you want to learn, you can learn from anything and everything. A speck of dust can teach you something, a plant can teach you something, a seed can teach you something, a worm can teach you something, a bird, a beast, a stone. You can learn something from a thief. That is why the great Guru Dattatreya used to say, he had many gurus. He even learned from a fisherman. Ramana Maharshi says, everything in the world was my guru. So if we look at awakened souls and their journey, so if you look at Papaji and Muji, so they had gurus, who were awakened, like, Papaji had Ramana Maharshi. Muji's guru was Papaji. The enlightened or the awakened soul that guided my life. So I asked him that, who was your true guru? So he said, I took initiation from this sadhu, but I never asked him any questions. My true guru was the scriptures. I read and I understood what I had to do. I did what I had to do and I became awakened. So it could be the scriptures who can be the guru. In Eckhart Tolle's life, it was the circumstances. So he says, till he was about 30, he always lived in a state of continuous anxiety, interspersed with periods of suicidal depression. One night after his 29th birthday, he woke up in the early hours with a feeling of absolute dread. He felt he cannot live with this any longer. This was the thought that kept repeating itself in his mind. Then suddenly he became aware of what a peculiar thought it was. He thought, am I one or two? If I cannot live with myself, there must be two of me, I and the self that I cannot live with. Maybe he thought only one of them is real. In his own words, he says, I was so stunned by this strange realization that my mind stopped. I was fully conscious, but there were no more thoughts. Then I felt drawn into what seemed like a vortex of energy. It was a slow movement at first and then accelerated. I was gripped by an intense fear and my body started to shake. I heard the words, resist nothing, as if spoken inside my chest. I could feel myself being sucked into a void. It felt as if the void was inside myself rather than outside. Suddenly, there was no more fear. I let myself fall into that void. I have no recollection of what happened after that. And he became awakened. If you look at the life of Sadhguru, I mean, he really didn't have any gurus. He didn't read scriptures. He didn't go to temples. So in his own words, he says, one afternoon, I rode up the Chamundi hill in Mysore city and went to a particular rock, a huge rock which was my usual place, sat there with my eyes open. After a few minutes, I didn't know where I was. Till that moment, like most people, I always thought that this is me and that is someone else. But for the first time, I did not know what is me and what is not me. What was me was spread all over the place. He was bursting with another kind of ecstasy, which was indescribable. Every cell in my body was bursting with ecstasy. I had no words. I had never imagined that a human being could ever feel like this within himself. And he tells us, it is my wish and blessing that this must happen to all of you. Whether you climb Mount Everest or not, whether you become the richest man on this planet or not, your experience of life on this planet should be pleasant. You must live blissfully and go. This much should happen to every human being. Everyone deserves it, and everyone is capable of it. So when I was being guided by my awakened soul, I was in an organization where the guru is everything. The guru does everything for you, and the guru is worshipped like God. So once he told me, this awakened soul, that what I had to do, and I started meditating, then the first thing that happened was the guru's role in my life automatically diminished. And that's why I went to the awakened soul and I said, what now I'm doing this, I'm meditating. What happens to the relationship that I had with my guru? Then he very simply explained to me that when there is a small child, he uses a walker to help him learn how to stay up and start walking. But once he starts walking, then he does not require the walker. On the contrary, sometimes he gets frustrated if you actually put him in the walker. And he said, when you were in KG, you were being taught by teachers, but you did not hang on to them. You went to primary, you left those teachers and went on to the primary school, then to secondary, and then on to university. You had different professors. So similarly, before we really know what we need to do, then we need the help of a guru to help clarify what it is that we need to do. He said, then the role of the guru changes. The sadhana that you do becomes your guru. So in the case of anapanasati meditation, the breath becomes the guru. In the case of, there's a Gnan mark, so they believe themselves to be Brahman. That belief that you are Brahman becomes the guru. In the case of Ramana Maharshi, where self-inquiry was prominent, the self-inquiry actually becomes the guru. Now, what happens when one actually becomes awakened? So we will look at a couple of quotes. One is from Sri Nisargadatta Maharaj, and he says, the innermost light shining peacefully and timelessly in the heart is the real guru. All others merely show the way. And what does Papaji tell us? Papaji says, look within. There is no difference between yourself, self, and the guru. You are always free. There is no teacher, there is no student, and there is no teaching. Thank you, everyone. If anybody would like to share any of their experiences, please go ahead and unmute yourself and share any experience or wisdom that you may have. Thank you.
Hello, Dinesh.
Hi.
Yes, Dinesh. Wow, what a wonderful, wonderful concept you have shared. And it's really very enlightening that you have shared this concept today. And who is the real guru? A guru can vary from to person, to thing. And um, it can vary. Like, for example, the examples that you have taken, for some person, it might be scriptures. For some person, it might be that rock. For some person, it might be the nature. So, and at the end, you have said that yes, now our main guru is the breath. When we are with the breath, we are with that light. That what Nisargadatta Maharaj had shared, that the light that shines within you is your real guru. So really, really wonderful, wonderful with beautiful examples and the story. I really like the story, Ramji story, and the starting quotation that you have shared. Amazing, amazing session, Dinesh. I always enjoy your sessions and your energy. How you structure everything, and how you simply convey just like that. It just directly goes into us, and I'm very, very happy to hear this. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. We shall meet again tomorrow in the morning at 6 o'clock Germany time, 5 o'clock UK time. Thank you, everyone. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dinesh. Maybe there might be someone who might be. Uh,
Sure.
yes, friends. If you have anything to share, please come forward and you can ask Dinesh. You can share your views. It's very open to, because it's the more we share, the more we learn, the more the exchange happens. So Kamakshi ji is asking, what was the quotation? Sorry, missed the initial part.
So this quotation was from Ramana Maharshi, and he says, "Your duty is to be, and not to be this or that. I am that I am sums up the whole truth. The method is summed up in the words, be still." What does stillness mean? It means destroy yourself, because any form or shape is the cause for trouble. Give up the notion that I am so and so. All that is required, all that is required for the self is to be still. What can be easier than that?
Yeah, thank you so much again, Dinesh ji.
Thank you.
Well, many of our friends are expressing the gratitude in the chat. Thank you so much, friends. Yes, friends, anybody else wants to come up and speak, you can go ahead. Yes, Usha.
Hello, Madhu. Hello, Madhu. Hello, Dinesh.
Hi.
Thank you. Yeah, probably thank you is a small word. I just wanted to, show my gratitude for being here and sharing your wisdom. Yeah, like Madhu said, even I was smiling when you last said Ramji, Ramji. I'm like, why is the farmer not yet frustrated? So that was a wonderful story. Thank you. Yeah, and all the wisdom which you have shared. Wonderful. Thank you. Grateful for being here.
Thank you, Usha. Right. So thank you once again, Dinesh ji, and we look forward for your session every Wednesday. And today it's a Sunday treat for us. So we really got this wonderful treat on Sunday, so we can reflect upon this whole week or till Wednesday, till you come with a new topic. So thank you so much, Dinesh ji, once again.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Bye.
So, friends, we will all see each other again tomorrow morning. So, till then, have a lovely day and a lovely night. Namaste to all. Bye bye.